they will ask that question, like, am I the only one who has this problem? Am I the only one who's experiencing this? And I happily tell them there are many, many other women just like you. And the tendencies that you have that cause your challenges are actually your superpowers. They just need to be harnessed. And when we have hope, we're more likely to take action, and they feel hope when they know they're not alone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the KTS Success Factor podcast for women, where we talk about challenges senior female leaders face in being happy and successful at work. I'm your host, Dr. Sarah E. Brown.
My guest today is Jodi Flynn of Women Taking the Lead. She is an executive leadership coach, podcaster, author, speaker, and workshop facilitator for high-achieving women who are, get this, recovering from their last big opportunity or getting ready for the next one. She is the host of the critically acclaimed Women Taking the Lead podcast and an Amazon best-selling author with her book, Accomplished: How to Go from Dreaming to Doing. Jodi has spoken at the Massachusetts Conference for Women, the Maine Women's Conference, and Podcast Movement. She is the president of the board for the Maine Women's Conference and has been featured in Entrepreneur and Forbes magazine. Welcome, Jodi.
Sarah, it is my pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me, and hello to your listener.
Thank you so much. So tell me, what is the biggest challenge you help female leaders face in business today, and what might be the symptoms of that challenge?
Well, the biggest challenge my clients are dealing with, those female leaders in business, is perfectionism. And the symptoms of perfectionism are pushing themselves too hard and having a difficult time delegating. And as a result of that, they're feeling depleted because they're working too much, and they don't feel good about themselves because they can't meet their own standards of perfection, and nobody can. Nobody can meet those standards.
I can see myself in that description.
Yes.
So what might be the biggest mistakes your clients make before working with you?
Well, before working with me, typically, they'll tell me stories of how they tried to delegate or outsource, but they took the work back because the other person doesn't catch on quick enough, or they don't perform the task or project the way my client would. Because, they want it done a certain way, they want it done to a certain level. And when you pass off a task, the other person is still learning. So they don't do it perfectly, or they may make a mistake. But my client at that stage usually has a very low tolerance for that. And it makes them very anxious. So they end up taking the work back. And as a result of that, they will eventually stop taking, and I'll say it this way, stop voluntarily taking vacations, days off, and sometimes even breaks unless they crash. And that's the involuntary time off that they take. They'll end up getting sick, or they'll hit a wall and crash, and that's when they take breaks. The other thing that they do is they try to figure it out on their own for far too long and end up feeling bad about themselves because they start to think there's something intrinsically wrong with them, right? They start seeing other people who seem to have an easy time delegating, who are taking vacations, who have energy, who seem to have time. And they wonder, well, what's wrong with me that they're able to do it and I'm not?
So what is a free and actionable tip you can give them to start addressing this challenge now?
Well, this challenge takes some unraveling, but I will say the first step is to take a break, right? And it will feel counterintuitive because for these women, they just feel like there's so much that needs to be done, and it all needed to happen yesterday. But they need to take a step back. So I'll say to them, give yourself some time to reset and then come back at your work with fresh eyes. You think you don't have the time and that things will fall apart if you're not there to stay on top of everything, but that's not true. If you set boundaries if you ask for support and then take the time you need, like you will find solutions to the problems that you just didn't have the energy and the focus to see before. And the thing is, if anyone skips over this step of taking a break to try to dive right into actively resolve the symptoms, you won't be able to solve the problem that's at the root of the symptoms. You know, you may be able to address some of the symptoms, but new problems will crop up because the root problem is still there.
I get that. Yeah. And what would be a valuable free resource you could share with my audience to help them understand this challenge better?
Yeah, I put together a product. It's called 5 Things to Stop Doing Now and What to Do Instead. It's a paid product and it's priced on my website at $129. But if you use coupon code KTS, you can get it for free. And so if anyone goes to womentakingthelead.com/5 things, and it's the number 5 and things, THINGS, just purchase it, enter coupon code KTS, and you'll get access to it for free.
Well, what a generous offer. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. So, Jodi, what is one question I should have asked you that will help my audience take action to address this challenge? And then would you please answer the question?
That is such a great question. It had me pause, and I even meditated a little bit to be like, what would need to be said? So I love that you asked this question. The question, I guess, to be asked is, when someone reaches out to you to inquire about coaching, is there anything they say that surprises you? And I would answer this by saying, yes. At first, there were things that the women who reached out to me for coaching would say that at first it shocked me. But now I can give them reassurance and hope. And they would ask, and they currently ask, am I the only one? Am I crazy? Right? They'll share that their family and their friends don't understand them and will thinks that they're nuts. Right? It's so funny. It makes me laugh. And I have to tell people, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, because they will ask that question like, am I the only one who has this problem? Am I the only one who's experiencing this? And I happily tell them there are many, many other women just like you. And the tendencies that you have that cause your challenges are actually your superpowers. They just need to be harnessed. And when we have hope, we're more likely to take action, and they feel hope when they know they're not alone.
That is a really great thing. And I hear that a lot too. Am I the only one? Am I unique is the way they tend to put it. But the thing I love about what you just said is, does anything surprise you in your coaching practice? And I'm going to steal that question. I will give attribution going forward, okay. but that's a really good question. Yeah. Jodi, thank you so much for being with me today.
Oh, Sarah, it's my pleasure. And I hope for those of you who are listening, you got a lot of value out of this.
Thanks again.
Thanks for listening to the KTS Success Factor podcast for women. If you like what you are hearing, please go to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave a review. And if you would like more information on how we can help women in your organization to thrive, then go to www.sarahebrown.com. You can sign up for our newsletter, read show notes, and learn more about our podcast guests, read my blog, browse through the books, or contact us for a chat. Goodbye for now.